Welcome back to WSSEA Smash Ultimate. Thank you once again to the Washington Army National Guard for sponsoring. We have Southridge versus AC Davis in the finals tonight. Now, TBH, we've seen these teams fight back-to-back before. We've seen them in many matchups. How do you think this is going to go this time?
It's a little hard to tell. It's worth pointing out that the first time they faced each other in the regular season, Southridge handed AC Davis their first and only defeat. That's the only game AC Davis has lost. That was weeks ago. That was a while ago. I think that was in November. That was like one of the first or second or third weeks of the entire program. And they have had a long time to iterate on what they did wrong, to figure out what they can improve on, to work on new strategies, to get through the rest of the league to get to this spot. And I don't think either Southridge or AC Davis was expecting to see each other again. What I have seen is that AC Davis has improved a lot. I mean, they beat juggernauts like Cedro Woolley and Seattle Prep. So getting here in their very first season, these guys are no jokes. I think Southridge can win this. They've proven it. They've had an undefeated season and they won their last game. But it doesn't mean they will do this. They're going to have to come into this ready for a fight because AC Davis, their first ever season, is in the state finals. They're about to become state champions if Southridge doesn't do something about it. So they cannot be taken lightly.
Yeah, I completely agree. With the undefeated season right now for Southridge, you go and you're thinking this is going to be a wash. I mean, they haven't even lost yet. They beat AC Davis before, but with all the time they've had to figure out Southridge's strategies, to synergize, to work together, to get the right team comp maybe going as well, there's a really good chance that they can pull this out. And in their first season, TBH, have gotten this far.
Their first ever season. This little school from Yakima, Washington, goes into WSSEA for the very first time ever. And they only lose one game. Only one. And they're in state finals against the team that gave them that loss. What a storybook ending they are having to their first ever year.
And you know they want it desperately here. We are waiting for the players to get into the lobby at the moment. We can take a look at the bracket as well really fast. Yeah. Oh man, what incredible games we've had this entire season now. Southridge versus Davis. Lake Stevens and Seattle Prep for 3rd and 4th place. Oh my gosh. It's just, it doesn't get more intense than this. Take a look at that. Number one for Southridge. Of course, they had it from the beginning. But Davis, they smell blood in the water, TBH. They want this one.
Yes. Yeah, and also, they're not afraid of being up against the number 1 seed. They beat the number 3 seed, 2 seed, extremely in last year's tournaments. And Southridge didn't get past the quarterfinals last time. So they are both perhaps not really expecting to be in here. And Davis is thinking, we just beat 2 of the best teams in the league. What's one more?
What is one more exactly? I mean, if they've gotten this far, then really what's stopping them except for, completely undefeated teams?
Themselves.
Themselves, I guess. Exactly. So yeah, we're going to be moving over to the lobby now. We seem to have the majority of players in. Off rip, I mean, what do you have? What do you have for character picks? What's your prediction?
So far, we have seen that Southridge likes the Ike and King K rule, and also DDD and Steve. Meanwhile, AC Davis, they have the strong Ladix and Curly Fries combo, DDD and Sonic, and I do not expect them to deviate from that significantly. And we also have Josh and Victor on Captain Falcon and Terry. Also very strong. They've had a lot of consistent success with it, and I would not be surprised. And they're sticking with that, your usual combo.
Oh, I love that. I love the Captain Falcon and the Terry. Two of my favorite characters
Yeah.
in this game. They've got similar playstyles in a sense, so it's going to be interesting to see how they synergize here, especially with the combo potential that they have.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
There's a
Ike
lot
sent
of damage.
everybody flying there. Yeah, like literally everyone just got sent flying. Oh, ZZZ making himself known, really making a statement to start off state finals. I'm here for the title. Get out of my way.
Absolutely. Ike has so much range when you're really playing that neutral game, especially in the air. So I do expect to see a lot from him in this spot here. Victor, though, great with the shields at the moment. He just refuses to take damage most of the time. Spoke a little bit too soon. There's ZZZ able to find another hit, but Josh is getting thrown around. So much damage coming out, especially from the King K rule. You don't really notice it a lot of the time as it's going. You just kind of wait, and you find out very quickly that he's actually been smacking them around the entire time. So it's scary.
Yeah, it is. He can rack up a lot of damage really fast. And there goes Victor for the very first stock loss of the game. You can see that Josh is just not at all shy about taking on King K. Rool, Fat Uncle Ben, really putting in a game effort of keeping him off the ledge. It hasn't worked yet because Uncle Ben has been good at faking him out and throwing off his timing. But the spirit is there, and there goes Ike. Josh really showing why he's on this character and why he's on a state final team, really carrying his own weight. Oh, and there he goes again, but that shows you just how close this match is, how evenly matched these players are. This is not going to be an easy night at the office for either team.
No kidding. I got to point out, Josh, with that go meter, once you get above 100% damage, I believe, Harry gets something called the go meter. And using that, he's able to do incredibly high damage, just setting out with single strikes if he gets the input correctly. It's a bit of a difficult input. You can't get it every single time, but Josh is showing that he's able to use it to great success. He did manage to take out the first two of ZZZ's stocks, I believe, using the same go meter on the same life. So I do suspect that they might have to watch out if he gets there again. But Josh taking a lot of damage flying off the stage. Uncle Ben at 135, and he just won't go down.
Big, heavy boy. And speaking of watching out, Victor's on his last stock, and I'm not sure I like Josh's chances in a 1v2 against these characters and these players. They are just so good and have been so dominant this season.
Oh, I love seeing that spike come down from Victor on the Captain Falcon. That stomp, and he gets it into the grab as well. Uncle Ben now down to 2 stocks remaining, but it's still not quite even. That kind of counts. That kind of gets it even. Great hit coming out from Josh, but he hits his own buddy Victor away. He almost takes him out with that go meter. He narrowly survived. Oh my gosh.
Both of them onto the stage again. ZZZ sending Josh flying again, but a game effort to get back and throwing off that swipe, getting around it, getting back onto the stage. And they're facing each other for a second there. They got a little turned around, but now they're back in action. Now it's dividing back up into dance partners. Pick your dance partner, everybody. And Bad Uncle Ben really trying to get back into the action on Victor's flank. Oh, wow. There goes Ike. While I was talking, Ike just got taken out, and it is indeed a 1v2 now. That Uncle Ben going to have to fight hard to stay in this. Oh, no, never mind. Ike is right there.
Spoke too soon, using one of his stocks to bring back ZZZ, just as I think Josh did.
Yep.
Bring it back to the 2v2. You know, it's all about duos. We're used to this, but oh, so close. Uncle Ben, he's just too heavy. He won't go out. It looked like it was going to be a 2v1 once again, but no. He's able to take it. His own teammate. His own teammate removes his last stock.
Oh, boy. And that's a big problem with the characters. It's most of a thing with Cloud because he's got that mile-long Buster Sword. But Ike can do it. Violet can do it. They hit hard, but that sword is so long. It has such a meaty hurt back that, oh, boy. You can run into stuff like that, and you can also run into this where it is now a one-on-one. It's a singles match now. Josh and ZZZ. ZZZ with a lot less damage, a much higher attack power, but Josh determined to make this a fight. Both of them have their teams riding on them. What's Josh going to do? He's getting back. He's getting back to the stage edge. ZZZ not challenging it. Both of them shielded up. They are staring each other down, sending ZZZ flying. Josh is ready and waiting, and he's got that go meter you were talking about. He is ready to explode at a moment's notice, ready to put the Fatal in Fatal Fury. And Ike is taking the fight to him. And that is going to be it. Southridge takes the first game in a devastating stroke.
Oh, the fight at the right side of the ledge, TBH.
Ooh, yeah.
The shield from Mike into a swipe and then spot dodged by the Terry, only to go into a go meter hit. That was terrifying. I
It
thought for
must have
sure.
been.
I thought for sure Ike was going down right there, losing that last stock, but no, they are going to take it. Wow.
I imagine that ZZZ was thinking that too. He must have just had his blood turn cold in his veins looking at that situation and how everything looked for him, especially in that brief period where it was 2-on-1. He must have been thinking, what the hell am I going to do? But here's a key tip to any successful athlete. He kept his cool. He stuck to his game plan. He stuck to the things he knew how to do, and he worked his way out of that jam. And Josh just wasn't able to bring him down. And that's what separates the good from the great, the champions from the challengers. If you want to be at that top level, those are the kinds of situations you need to make your bread and butter.
Absolutely. And you know what? He didn't even need his teammate, apparently. He's the one that took Fat Uncle Ben's last stock. So he showed that he can 1v2 regardless of whether or not he has his teammate in. If anything, hitting his teammate out gave him even more power. Right? He kind of siphoned the energy off of his teammate, used it to put it into himself and become a bit of a raid boss in that situation. So great work by that Ike player, able to just absolutely decimate ZZZ, showing up for this game. So now we are going to be moving on to the second best of 3. Now, if it ends up being a tie between these two, we are going to go to a third one. But man, there's clearly something they're going to have to switch up here. Or, sorry, what? What am I talking about?
That was only the first game of the set.
It was only the first game. What am I doing? Sorry about that. First game of the set. We're going to go to the second game of the set. Not the second best of 3. They're clearly gonna have to formulate something new here, TBH, especially to deal with that King K rule, because he's putting out so much damage without going down, and he's just kind of soaking it up right now. And
I'd like to see them kind of stick together more, synergize better, and really focus down one character at a time as much as possible. This has been a common strategy that that teams will just kind of split off into 2 1-on-1s, and that's not how you get this far. It's not what they did to beat Cedro Woolley or Seattle Prep, frankly. And I think they need to make sure that they're playing more as a team rather than as 2 good individual players.
I completely agree with that. It can get difficult, right? With the friendly fire enabled, you can hit your own teammate. We've seen it before, but failing to stay together is going to cause you to miss out on opportunities for combos that you otherwise would have. And I think that Uncle Ben and ZZZ they're showing that they understand that kind of strategy. So without that, AC Davis is going to have a difficult time.
It will be difficult, but right now they might be figuring something out. You can see how they're able to get Southridge's players bunched up, and then they both start piling on the hurt. Then they both start working in on them from the flanks, and it's not going to be that easy for Southridge. This is not going to be a clean, scoreless inning for AC Davis. I don't think so. I don't think I see it. Josh and Victor are really there, determined to make them feel like they've been in a fight. And ZZZ just having a really hard time staying on this platform. So poor Fat Uncle Ben, he can take the punishment, but he's sure getting a lot more of it than he was expecting.
Oh, great hit coming out from Josh on the ZZZ. He was holding the ledge there, charging up his sword slam, but just narrowly clipping him with that side, I believe it's Guster, but there it is. The go meter goes off, and I think he got his own teammate with that one. I'm not gonna lie.
He did. He got Victor. That's that's the scary thing about duos play. You can hurt your teammate, and that's going to affect your whole strategy. It's going to affect what moves you can use. It's going to affect how you move around the stage and cover each other. And that's just always in the back of your mind, because you can do harm as good or not more. But now everyone is down to 4-2 stocks. Sorry, and this is turning into a much more even fight than last time out.
Does look like it once again. Triple C, in an attempt to save Fat Uncle Ben, ended up being the one to remove a stock from him. So we've got a bit of a trend going on, a bit of a pattern. But hopefully they're able to figure that out. The grabs are incredible from Z right now. Just every single time he gets a grab, you know it's going to be comboed to like an up air or some other kind of high power move that he's just going to land immediately.
That did not pay off for Josh. Fat Uncle Ben with some really great edge guarding. Everything Josh tried to do, he was running right into some serious hurt. And I might have spoken too soon about the Southridge not getting a clean sweep, because they have a commanding life and damage lead right now. Both of AC Davis's players on their last stock. And this could get a pass. But they are really putting in the work. ZZZ down to his last stock. Fat Uncle Ben could use a stock here and give him one back, but that's a carefully considered calculation, and it might not work out. Fat Uncle Ben doing a great job on the edge, trying to make sure that he can't feel comfortable recovering. ZZZ recovering, getting a good slash in on Josh, but you can see how he's throwing off ZZZ's timing. This is a really intricate mind game they keep playing on the edge, where they're trying to fake each other out and kind of make one guy go before the other is ready, where it's either the attack or the leap in. And there goes somebody.
Oh, no.
Josh is down, and now he's up against King K. Rool and Ike at the same time. Can he do it the same way ZZZ did last time out? It was the 2v2 on 2v1 and the other way around. Now Victor is on his own. He just sent ZZZ, and it's a duel against the biggest guy in the playground. But that belly flop does it. The first set goes to Southridge.
Oh, the stress there.
Woo!
Watching Victor play, I got to point out, his biggest issue at the moment, I think, is a bit of tunnel vision going on. He was targeting that King K. Rool, trying to hold him off the ledge while he knew he was going to recover, and that caused him to get hit by the Ike from behind multiple times, because unfortunately, Josh can't always be on him, right? He can't always be keeping him preoccupied, and sometimes, Ike's going to help with his teammate. So that's where I got a little bit worried there for Victor as well, because, if he's tunnel visioning when he still has another player on the board, then what's going to happen when it's a 1v2? But he showed immediately that he's able to get some decent hits. I appear to have frozen. Oh, are we back?
I can hear you just
Sorry about that. Oh, and I'm gone again. There we go. But he showed immediately that he's able to get some decent hits out. He did take off stock from ZZ right there, but just jumping in, King K. Rool can just put so much AoE damage out pretty easily.
And he's so hard to get rid of. He's just, you can barely move him. It's like trying to throw yourself at a sumo wrestler when you weigh 100 pounds.
That's a little 100-pound soaking wet. You're not going to move that thing. It's just, it's kind of a stampede that King K. was able to bring out here. Is just this immovable object against an unstoppable force. So that is what happened in that situation.
Credit to them, though. It might look like that's a clean 2-0, but it's not easy. That was not an easy fight either time. AC Davis really made them work for that. Their pressure was on point. Their sheer damage and their coordination was good. You could see that Southridge was scrambling to cover this, and it did come together for them. They did get the wins, but I think they really had to try for it. They really had to fight with all they had, and that might be an interesting sign for the next set, because those seem to be the AC primary players who are going to come out onto the field whenever they're ready, and might be an entirely different story.
It could be. I'm excited to see the picks here, because we're seeing what they're a lot of time working with here. Southridge specifically, what they're typically working with is these very heavy characters that can do a lot of damage really hard. They're a little bit slower, right? I don't think that, in order to counter that, I think it would be smart to get a little bit faster of characters. And I think the characters Terry and Falcon were a little bit too bruisery of a pick. They were a little bit too middle of the pack. Despite being able to put out okay damage and be decently fast, it wasn't enough to fully counter the heaviness of King K. Rool and of Ike. So I think if we get some faster characters, maybe we'll see a Sheik, a Falco, even a Sonic. I think that could be a decent counter, but that's also assuming that this next 2v2 pick similar things.
Yeah. The next set up, the next pair, AC Davis's, they usually go with the DDD and the Sonic, which is a very good speed and power combo, and really coordinate very well. So I would not at all be surprised to see that playing out differently, especially because on the other side of the pitch, Southridge generally has the Steve, sorry. I'm just having a hard time finding it, whatever. But point being, that this is going to be an entirely different game. This is going to be, a mirror match for DDD, and then there's Steve versus Sonic. This is going to be interesting. You've got Sonic's sheer speed, and then Steve's battlefield control and high damage. They're both kind of going for similar archetypes here, and almost off the ground with the same attacks even. This might get a little hard to commentate. Half the players look the same.
It's not going to be easier, but we've seen the Poyo on the DDD before. He's definitely very comfortable on this pick. He's great at sending out those spike balls, landing them pretty consistently. So Curly Fries might be a bit of an issue for him, though. He's a very heavy, slow character in DDD. So Curly Fries on that Sonic might be able to run around him a little bit, run circles around him, try to distract him, make him a little bit annoyed. But at the moment, he's just be playing fairly safe here. Doesn't seem to be going for too much. Decent damage coming out and able to catch it immediately from Pixelite on this Steve here. Steve, having been a very strong character for a long time now, TBH, I can imagine it's going to go pretty well for him, typically. Oh,
just because you're playing...
I'm scared.
It's hard to tell. And first off, I wouldn't be surprised if the DDDs go first. With friendly fire on and the heat of the moment, it's easy for them to get mixed up on who's who, and someone might just hit their friend and go, "Oh shit, I thought that was the other one." And there goes Curly Fries for the first stocking. But I would not be surprised if this does come down to Sonic versus Steve. But also, they've played like this before. They played like this against Cedro Wooly, with Ladix able to provide the backup, while Curly Fries was just keeping them off foot, keeping them off balance, and running circles around them, even jumping off the platform to keep fighting them and keep them from recovering. And that was how they were able to keep control over things. As we can see, Fuyo gone now. Ladix also gone. I might have been right about the DDDs being the first to go, but they are trying to turn this into a situation where Poyo's out of the way and they can just safely sandwich Pixelite and beat him down.
No doubt about that here. I'm loving the DDD matchup at the edge of the stage right now. It's pretty fun watching these two go at it.
Yeah, Ladix knocking Curly Fries away.
Curly Fries has done a lot of damage this time around, TBH. I didn't expect it to be this consistent, but he's been hitting both DDDs quite.
Poyo clipping him through the platform, and he got his own teammate. He got Pixelite with that hammer swing. Oh boy, big meaty boy. I told you there was going to be some friendly fire. And to get back to what you were saying, I am not at all surprised that Curly Fries is this aggressive. Anytime we've seen him play this tournament, he has been right in the enemy team's face. He has been keeping them off guard. He's been keeping them off balance. He's been trying to make sure they can't catch their breath for a second. And that is what he adds to this team. That is the important X factor that he's got. And it's really doing some good. You can see Pixelite's having a hard time getting anything out of his constructs. Poyo can't get his footing down. Curly Fries is down to his last stock now, but, exacted quite a price for it. Those are some pretty high damage numbers for both players.
Absolutely right. You almost got to wonder, though, he's putting out a lot of damage, but it might be to the wrong target here. Perhaps you should be targeting Pixelite on the Steve a little bit more. Because while he's going for Ladix, he's able to soak it up a bit more than even Steve can. Sure. Going for Poyo, he's able to soak up quite a bit more than Steve could. So I think maybe if he was targeting Steve more, whittling down those stocks more often, just like that, almost taking him out, narrowly surviving their Pixelite, getting back to the stage with the anvil in hand. The spike comes through as well. Oh my gosh.
And there goes Ladix, and there goes Steve. So it's 2 stocks, 1 stock against 1 stock. Curly Fries in a dark situation here, but maybe able to make something happen here. He is so fast, so nimble, so maneuverable, and it's not going to matter. That is the first game done, and AC Davis is now in a very dark position. Southridge only needs 1 more, and they are staking 1 more. And AC Davis's storybook first season is coming to an end. They can see the finish line from here. They can smell the blood in the water. And AC Davis may be thinking they've bitten off more than they can chew.
Yeah. No, if I'm AC Davis, I'm sweating right now. Southridge, they're fist bumping the air at the moment. They're feeling confident. I will say Curly Fries, great player. If he had a fresh stock, right, if he was at 0% when that 1v2 started, there's a chance. I really think there's a chance.
Yeah.
Sorry, I really think there's a chance he gets it done, but left like that, I don't know. I don't know if it was ever going to happen. That's very, very unfortunate for them to be left in this situation. But no, they're going to continue with the same picks. The DDD
makes sense.
matchup.
They're going to stick with the character. They're going to stick with the characters they're familiar with. They're not going to go out on a limb in state finals. They're not going to trust the whole game, the whole season, to rolling the dice effectively. And what Poyo did that was good in that 2v1 was he and Pixelite coordinated so that Pixelite, with his constructs and his presence, was funneling Curly Fries into Poyo's hammer. So what Curly Fries needs to do is make sure that can't happen again.
Absolutely. You know what? I'll say it right now. DDD, very heavy character, hits very hard. The biggest thing for this character I've noticed is it's got to be that spike ball. That projectile, it's such an incredible zoning tool. It does so much damage and knockback. It's not that hard to hit as well. It is dangerous, especially going off of ledge. You can get thrown right off a lot of the time. It's great for recovering, too.
Well, not only is it physically dangerous, it's very interesting. It occupies your entire mental stack. You could see that Curly Fries spent almost more time dodging those spike balls than he did fighting. But right now, he is not deterred. He's not intimidated. Poyo not able to bully him. He just keeps getting back in there, and the damage is getting higher and higher. Poyo lost the first stock of this match. And right now, they're fighting like they're not 1 game away from oblivion. They're fighting like they're winning, which is good. You need the confidence or you're not going to get very far.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do, 100%, is give up early, because really anything can happen. It's still anyone's game at the moment. There's no reason why they should just give up now. And AC Davis, they have a genuine chance here. Even with the lag going on, they have a genuine chance. Oh, see, there it is again. The spike ball connecting onto Curly Fries. There's the second one. It's just such a powerful move.
It is, and I think Pollo actually got hit by one of his own spike balls there. Two of them came back at him. But right now, Pollo back against the wall. Last stock. I feel like I was talking about the team needing to come together and figure something out. Seems like they have, because the damage is piling up for Southridge. The casualties are piling up. And Ladix and Curly Fries play their cards right. This could be another win for them. This could be 1v2 on their side. And suddenly, the math changes completely.
I will say I would not be surprised to see Pixelite give up a stock here for Pollo if he eventually goes down. That's looking like what it might be moving towards here. Ladix, a lot of damage. Not quite going to go out just yet. Curly Fries trying to hold on, getting caught in the minecart as well. Oh, the shield game. It happens so often between these two characters. They just run into each other and start shielding, assuming the other one will attack. It's pretty funny to see.
There. Pixelite tried to come in and then just got smacked away immediately. Just, nope, you get back. Didn't last long, though. He did get a pretty meaty hit there, and he lost the stock off it. This is not looking very good, but anything can happen here, you know? Anything can happen in this game, and right now, Pixelite's the only one with the stock.
They seem to have actually, they've actually turned it around here. Pixelite now being the one with the remaining stock.
Here he comes again.
And he used it, sure enough. He did use it to bring it back to the 2v2 here. Only one stock remaining on every single player at the moment, but the health advantage going towards Southridge.
Yeah, because Pollo is completely fresh now. Everyone else is weary and battle damaged, and that could be scary. You know, no one's going to get taken out in one hit, but you don't, when everyone's on one stock, you don't want to see a fresh DDD ready to brawl coming back onto the stage. And that is what Pixelite was looking for. You could see that he was playing conservatively with his stock and trying not to risk too much because he was holding that stock in reserve for if something happened to Pollo.
I love to see the recoveries. Pollo grabbing his own teammate there. He does it again.
Oh,
and
there he goes.
Pixelite removed. Oh, no.
Yeah, you know, it's a calculated risk, but I don't think Pollo has great grades in math because that just did not work out. And sometimes it doesn't work out. What matters is how you play with the hand you end up dealt. You don't think about the cards you could have been given. But now it's one-on-one. DDD versus DDD. Pollo versus Ladix. And Ladix is fighting to keep AC Davis in this, to keep the streak going, to keep this fairy tale ending alive. And it's hammer to hammer combat, sending him flying. Pollo recovering, smacking those spike balls away, sending in some more of his own, taking out on the edge, but bumping into the spike ball. Both of them going out now. Hard time get up. Hard time. And there he goes. Ladix
he takes it.
Carrying the day.
Oh, he had so much higher damage as well. Ladix able to clutch it up, keeping AC Davis in this fight. Wow.
Yeah,
the DDD matchup at the very end.
He really knows his character very well. We've seen that anytime we've had the privilege of seeing AC Davis play. This guy just knows DDD. He has his main and he sticks with it. And I am not at all surprised, but I am impressed. That was quite a clutch situation to come in on. One-on-one against a DDD who had come in much fresher, but still carrying the day and keeping AC Davis alive. I'm sure whatever happens here in the end of the set, you know, he's going to be the toast of the town. He's going to be the toast of the team. People are really going to be glad that he was on their side this season.
No doubt about that. What an incredible clutch up coming out from Ladix, keeping them in. Now they're continuing. Now they're on final destination here. No platforms to play around with. It's going to be stressful. Curly Fries especially here. This isn't the best situation for a character like Sonic. He loves to play with platforms. He loves to use it to string together combos, keep people juggling in the air. And without that, it's going to be all-out mayhem, especially with these DDDs throwing those spike balls all the time. There's always something to look out for. And a great technical Pollo there, sending it out, sucking it back in, and shooting it. That's terrifying.
Yeah, very, very versatile DDD play. He is not just a big guy with a hammer. He's got so many tools he can use. And you're right, Curly Fries has nowhere to get cover. He has nowhere to really recover if something goes wrong for him. This is such a tiny stage. It's like fighting DDD in a phone booth. But there goes Pollo. First stock of the match is looking like more of the same so far. And it might be that Pollo and Ladix have figured something out. I don't know. Maybe not. But the chance is there. They are a live team. This is not a team that has accepted defeat. They got this far by refusing to give up, and they are determined to keep the streak alive. 2 stocks on everybody but Pixelite, stocks on everybody, period. You know, people say that Steve is overpowered and stuff, but Steve's getting taken out just as easily as anybody else tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely more of a 1v1 kind of character. He's got a lot of juggle potential, especially with his air neutrals, because he barely even has to aim them a lot of the time. They just kind of work for him, and he can just carry them to the air, build a block below him in order to continue the combo. But in a 2v2 situation, it's a completely different story. He can't just pump out damage that way, because you can't expect them to just walk into you.
Yeah, Pixelite's biggest tool, Steve's biggest tool in a 2v2, appears to be control of the battlefield and setting up traps and platforms and opportunities to maneuver. Ways to make the other guy give out damage. But right now, it doesn't seem to be working quite as well. Ladix and Popo on their on their last stocks, and it seems like Poyo's having a hard time getting anything done these past couple of days. He's having a much harder time getting in, getting comfortable, and playing his game. What do you think's behind that?
My current issue going on here is mostly with the Ladix at the moment. Because while he's putting in a lot of damage, I don't know if he's sticking with Curly Fries as much as he needs to here. Because Curly Fries every once in a while will just take way too much damage from this Steve, and then he's just kind of left to his own devices. At the moment, he is just spin dashing though, so that might be the right move. Just sitting at the edge of the stage, spin dashing through whenever people are on the ground. He's acting like one of DDD's spike balls right now.
Yeah, that's a common thing in AC Davis's game plan. Curly Fries acting like basically a moving projectile for Ladix, and it's gotten them a lot of success, especially because Curly Fries is not afraid to chase you off the platform. He's not afraid to go into that limbo, smack you around a bit, and then go back. And that really means that your give me a second. Your options get cut off. You are either risking running right into Ladix's hammer, or Rise is really wailing on you, and you get no chance to do anything. But Pixelite taking out that moving ball, and that is it! That is it! Southridge has done it. Shout it from the banks of the Columbia River. Spread it through the many parks of Kennewick, Washington. The champions are coming home. The top seed has proven why they're the top seed. They have done it. They have finished the book. They have cut the storytale ending short. They have made it so that there is no happy ending for AC Davis, and they are going home the state champion.
As much hope as one could have for AC Davis there, it's Southridge. They had an undefeated season, and they only continued it here today. Congratulations.